never bite the hand that feeds you. That's what I learned about this. Never shit on the person that turned the lights on you.
Yeah.
50 could diss me tomorrow. Yo, him. I'm good, 50.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
When a single video clip can rewrite a man's entire legacy, the truth becomes more dangerous than rumor. That's exactly what's happening right now as new footage of Shannon Sharpe surfaces online. Footage that instantly draws the attention of none other than 50 Cent. Within hours, the rap mogul weighs in, calling out Sharpe with his trademark bluntness and igniting a digital wildfire that no PR team can contain. But what does the footage really show? And why is 50 Cent choosing to speak out now when the stakes are already so high for Shannon Sharpe? In today's video, I break down exactly what's happening. It begins like so many viral storms do, with a blurry, low-lit clip dropped into the chaos of social media. At just 47 seconds long, the footage appears to show Shannon Sharpe in the corner of a crowded after-party, visibly tense, gesturing sharply toward a woman standing close to him. At first glance, it seems like a heated conversation, nothing more. But within hours, the clip explodes online, captioned with insinuations and layered with speculation. By morning, it's not just gossip, it's evidence in the public court of opinion. Then comes the twist. 50 Cent, never one to shy away from controversy, reshapes the story by resharing the video to his massive following with a single line. "This what you really on, Unc?" The phrase hits like a spark in dry brush. Almost instantly, the internet ignites. Comments pour in, memes appear, and Sharpe's name trends worldwide. To many, 50's post isn't just a joke, it's an accusation, a direct challenge to Sharpe's credibility, especially amid the ongoing legal case already clouding his reputation. Behind the scenes, Sharpe's legal team scrambles. Reports claim they advise him to stay silent, knowing any reaction could be twisted against him in court. But silence on social media is deadly. In the absence of a response, narratives take root. Some fans defend him, citing years of hard work and charisma on television. Others accuse him outright, claiming the video is just a glimpse into behavior long whispered about. Meanwhile, insiders close to 50 Cent suggest his post isn't random. They hint that he's seen other footage, unedited, unreleased clips that allegedly paint a darker picture of that night. Whether true or not, the implication is enough. The public's curiosity turns to obsession, and each new rumor tightens the noose around Sharpe's reputation. When 50 Cent speaks, the entertainment world listens, and when he targets someone, it's never by accident. His post about Shannon Sharpe isn't a passing comment or casual trolling. It feels deliberate, like a warning wrapped in sarcasm. "This is what you're really on, Unc?" is more than just shade. It's a challenge. An invitation to accountability in front of millions. Coming from a man known for dismantling reputations online, it carries weight. Within minutes, his post floods timelines, and the discussion shifts from curiosity to confrontation. 50 Cent has long held a reputation for using social media as a weapon, his digital battleground where captions sting sharper than any diss track. He calls out actors, athletes, executives, even former allies. But what makes this moment different is timing. Sharpe is already under pressure, facing allegations that cast a shadow over his career. Legal documents circulate, fans speculate, and his once untouchable image as the charismatic Unc of sports commentary suddenly feels fragile. For many observers, 50's intervention feels strategic. Why step in now when Sharpe's legal troubles are already dominating headlines? Some claim 50 has inside knowledge. Rumors suggest the rapper has connections to someone involved in the case. Others believe he's amplifying the story for engagement, leveraging controversy as entertainment, a move he's perfected over years of public feuds. But for those who know 50, subtlety isn't his style. If he says there's more to the story, people believe him. The ripple effects are immediate. Talk shows pick it up, podcasts debate his motives, and journalists start digging into the alleged link between the clip and Sharpe's case. It's no longer about the video, it's about perception. 50's words transform a shaky rumor into a national conversation about image, accountability, and credibility. Long before the viral clip or 50 Cent's cutting remark, whispers about Shannon Sharpe's conduct already circulate in quiet corners of the sports world. The lawsuit that surfaces earlier this year changes everything. Filed by a woman whose identity remains under seal, the complaint accuses Sharpe of misconduct during a private event in Los Angeles nearly a year ago. According to court documents, she claims Sharpe made inappropriate advances and used his influence to silence her afterward. His legal team swiftly dismisses the allegations as fabricated and opportunistic, insisting they're designed to exploit his fame and fortune. When the case first breaks, it barely makes national headlines. Sharpe is still co-hosting his popular show, his charisma intact, his image unblemished. But the lawsuit gains traction once an anonymous source begins leaking details, messages, alleged witness accounts, and fragments of video evidence that supposedly support the woman's claims. By the time the viral clip appears, public opinion has already begun to sway. To some, it looks like the visual proof they've been waiting for. Sharpe's defense strategy is clear: deny, discredit, and defend. His lawyers argue that the video is heavily edited, pieced together to distort a harmless exchange into something incriminating. They emphasize that no formal charges have been filed and that several witnesses back Sharpe's version of events. But in the relentless world of online narratives, facts come second to perception. Meanwhile, media outlets pounce on every leaked detail. The case isn't just legal anymore, it's entertainment. Talk shows speculate on hidden motives. Former colleagues give cautious statements about letting the truth come out. Yet as the scrutiny deepens, new inconsistencies surface in both sides' accounts. Questions arise about who leaks the footage and why it's released while the case is still active. The moment 50 Cent's post hits the algorithm, the internet detonates. Within minutes, the clip of Shannon Sharpe is reposted, remixed, and dissected across every platform imaginable. Twitter threads turn into investigations. TikTok creators reenact the scene frame by frame, and YouTube commentators drop hour-long breakdowns with titles like Shannon Sharpe Exposed. Everyone wants a piece of the story. But in the frenzy of reposts and reactions, truth and speculation blur into one uncontrollable narrative. Sharpe's supporters come out swinging. Loyal fans, many who followed him from his days on Undisputed, call the controversy a smear campaign. They point to his decades-long reputation as a straight talker, someone who always stands for accountability. Hashtags like and trend briefly as viewers demand patience and fairness. But the opposition is louder, sharper, and far more ruthless. Critics accuse him of hypocrisy, dragging up old interviews where he spoke about integrity, only to claim he's now been caught in contradiction. Inside the sports media world, the reaction is complicated. Some hosts refuse to address the scandal at all, fearing backlash or legal repercussions. Others lean in, turning it into primetime debate. On the Pivot podcast, one former athlete-turned-analyst describes it as a wake-up call for every celebrity who thinks the camera turns off when the lights go down. ESPN commentators cautiously refer to the incident as an unfortunate situation. The subtext is clear. No one wants to pick a side, but everyone knows silence can be interpreted as complicity. Then there's 50 Cent reveling in the chaos. He posts follow-ups, teasing new angles of the footage, laughing off accusations that he's exploiting the situation for clout. "Y'all keep acting like I'm lying," he writes in one caption. "Wait till you see what's next." The comment section erupts. Half the internet begs for more, the other half condemns him for feeding a digital fire that could ruin a man's life. In a matter of days, the story isn't just about Shannon Sharpe anymore. It's about the machinery of viral culture, where reputation is currency and controversy is the new economy. Every reaction, every repost, every headline is another spark, and the blaze spreads faster. By the fifth day of the viral chaos, the shockwaves reach ESPN headquarters. What begins as an online controversy now threatens to stain one of the most recognizable brands in sports broadcasting. Shannon Sharpe, who has only recently joined ESPN's First Take after his departure from Undisputed, suddenly becomes a liability. Advertisers call quietly, seeking clarity about the allegations and the resurfaced footage. Internally, meetings stretch late into the night as executives debate whether to stand by their star commentator or distance themselves before the backlash grows uncontrollable. Then comes the statement, brief, polished, and devastating. ESPN is aware of the ongoing situation involving Shannon Sharpe and will be taking appropriate steps pending further review. Within hours, reports surface that Sharpe's appearances are being temporarily suspended. While not a formal firing, insiders reveal the decision is less about facts and more about optics. The network, wary of being accused of ignoring controversy, decides it's safer to pause than to defend. For Sharpe, the blow is personal and public. The man once celebrated for his charisma and insight is now reduced to headlines filled with uncertainty. Colleagues express muted sympathy, though many avoid public comment. Stephen A. Smith, his on-air partner, reportedly urges restraint, telling producers off-camera that Shannon deserves the chance to clear his name. Yet behind the scenes, replacements are already being discussed. ESPN's move sends ripples through the media world. Analysts speculate that the network's cautious stance reflects a growing corporate fear of social media outrage. It's not about guilt or innocence anymore, one insider tells Variety. It's about brand survival. And in that climate, even unproven allegations can topple careers overnight. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's comments continue to escalate. "Told y'all they were gonna fold," he writes in a new post, accompanied by a smirking emoji. The message is clear. He believes his exposure forced ESPN's hand. Whether that's true or not, the timing couldn't be worse for Sharpe. When reports surface that Shannon Sharpe's accuser initially seeks a $50 million settlement, the number sends shockwaves through both the sports and entertainment industries. It's staggering, even by celebrity standards. The figure suggests either severe alleged wrongdoing or a bold negotiation tactic. But then comes the twist. Barely a month later, the proposed settlement reportedly drops to $20 million, and suddenly the case's tone shifts from outrage to confusion. What changes behind the scenes? Sources close to the situation claim Sharpe's legal team uncovers inconsistencies in the plaintiff's timeline. Several witnesses allegedly contradict key details in her story, while metadata from text messages, submitted as evidence, suggest they've been altered. Sharpe's lawyers seize the opportunity, framing the discrepancies as proof that the case is collapsing. They go on the offensive, accusing the opposing side of fabrication and threatening a countersuit for defamation if the demands continue. The reduction in the settlement, they argue, isn't a gesture of compromise, but a sign of desperation. But others believe there's more beneath the surface. Legal experts speculate that Sharpe's team may enter quiet negotiations to avoid a prolonged public battle. A settlement, even a reduced one, doesn't always mean guilt, one attorney explains on TMZ Live. Sometimes it's damage control, a way to stop the bleeding before it gets worse. Still, the optics are brutal. The number alone, first 50, then 20, becomes a symbol of how high the stakes are for both sides. Then come whispers of 50 Cent's involvement once again. Rumors circulate that the rapper's online campaign influences negotiations, putting immense public pressure on both camps. His cryptic posts hinting at new footage only deepen the tension. Whether intentionally or not, 50 turns a private lawsuit into a public trial. By the time court documents confirm that discussions are ongoing, the narrative has already solidified in the public's mind. Shannon Sharpe is fighting not just for financial survival, but for redemption. The drop from $50 million to $20 million isn't just a legal adjustment. It's a symbol of how much leverage he's lost and how far his once golden reputation has fallen. As the controversy deepens, Shannon Sharpe's legal defense zeroes in on one central claim, that the viral video isn't authentic. They argue it's been selectively edited to create the illusion of aggression and guilt. Their digital forensics team, hired from one of Los Angeles' top tech analysis firms, begins dissecting the clip frame by frame. Within days, they claim to find irregular pixel data and time code gaps that suggest tampering. What the public sees, they argue, isn't the full story. It's a weaponized fragment. The findings spark fresh debate. Could someone really manipulate footage so convincingly that millions believe it? Tech experts brought in by Variety and Rolling Stone agree it's possible. You can splice together multiple angles and adjust lighting to distort emotion, one analyst explains. The problem is, once it's online, the damage is irreversible. The claim of doctored footage instantly reshapes how some view the scandal. Supporters feel vindicated. If the video is fake, then everything that follows might be built on lies. But others aren't convinced. The original uploader, an anonymous user whose account vanishes within 48 hours, supposedly leaks multiple clips, including one never-before-seen angle that appears even more damning. Online sleuths compare shadows, lip movements, and audio syncs, creating amateur investigations that further fuel confusion. Meanwhile, 50 Cent pours gasoline on the fire. "Now y'all want to say it's fake?" he posts. "I got the real cut." Whether bluff or truth, the statement reignites public suspicion. At this stage, Shannon Sharpe's career hangs in delicate balance. The legal battle moves behind closed doors. But in the public eye, his reputation is already on trial. Every headline, every reaction, every speculative podcast adds another layer to the story, one built less on facts and more on perception. And in that volatile ecosystem of likes and retweets, perception often matters more than evidence. Sharpe spends decades crafting his image, the outspoken athlete turned charismatic broadcaster, a voice of confidence and reason in an often chaotic sports world. But now, that image is being dismantled piece by piece. To his critics, the footage confirms long-held suspicions of arrogance and temper. To his defenders, it shows a man unfairly crucified by internet culture and opportunists. Neither side can fully prove their case, but both believe they're right. As forensic analysts debate technicalities and lawyers spar over timestamps, the world outside moves on to the next scandal. Yet for Sharpe, the damage lingers. Sponsors pull back quietly, pending further clarification. His endorsement deals, once abundant, are under review. And though he remains publicly silent, insiders say the toll is visible. Nights without sleep, calls unanswered, plans on hold. The man who once commanded a microphone now finds himself muted by uncertainty. Meanwhile, 50 Cent continues shaping the narrative like a master storyteller. His cryptic posts, part humor and part provocation, keep the controversy alive. He frames himself as a truth teller, an outsider calling out hypocrisy. Whether intentional or not, he positions himself as both commentator and instigator, ensuring his name stays tethered to the drama. In the court of public opinion, 50 isn't on trial. He's the judge, jury, and promoter. As mainstream outlets begin losing grip of the Shannon Sharpe controversy, social media influencers swoop in to claim it. YouTubers, podcasters, and TikTok commentators, all eager for clicks, turn the scandal into their latest content goldmine. The narrative fractures into dozens of versions, each one slightly different from the last. Some position Sharpe as a victim of deepfake manipulation, others paint him as an exposed celebrity finally facing long-delayed justice. And as each creator spins their own version of events, truth becomes a moving target. The biggest names in sports commentary don't stay silent either. Former players and hosts, many who've worked alongside Sharpe, weigh in cautiously. Some defend him as a good man caught in a bad moment, while others hint that his reputation for pride and intensity might have finally caught up with him. On one viral live stream, an ex-NFL player claims, "This isn't about guilt or innocence, it's about power. When someone like 50 calls you out, the industry listens." The quote spreads like wildfire. Even journalists find themselves drawn into the influencer sphere. Traditional reporting blurs with online speculation. Several outlets begin citing sources from YouTube or social clips as primary references. Suddenly, the boundaries between legitimate journalism and content creation disappear. Each influencer feeds the algorithm, and the algorithm in turn feeds the outrage. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe remains silent. His lawyers maintain a tight grip, issuing brief, sanitized statements. Yet that silence only fuels curiosity. Fans start demanding live responses, hoping for an emotional confession or denial. Petitions even circulate online, urging him to tell his side on Club Shay Shay, his own show. But according to insiders, sponsors warn him one wrong word could destroy any remaining chance at settlement. As for 50 Cent, he seems to revel in the chaos he sparks. Every few days, he drops another post, a smirking photo, a sly comment, a vague promise of new info. Each time, the internet reignites. Whether he's exposing hypocrisy or orchestrating the drama for entertainment, one fact is clear. He's hijacked the narrative completely. Months after the video first goes viral, the noise begins to fade, but the scars remain. Shannon Sharpe's public appearances grow rare. His once dominant online presence, filled with motivational clips, laughter, and spirited debates, is replaced with silence and brief, carefully worded updates. Insiders say he's retreated from the spotlight, focusing on repairing the damage and rebuilding what's left of his image. But in the entertainment world, reputations don't simply heal, they're rewritten. Behind closed doors, Sharpe's legal team continues their quiet battle. The settlement discussions reportedly end without resolution. And though prosecutors never file formal criminal charges, the public's perception has already passed judgment. The edited footage, the rumors, the endless analysis, they all live permanently online, impossible to erase. No verdict can undo the fact that Shannon Sharpe's name now carries the weight of scandal. For 50 Cent, however, the aftermath plays out differently. His follower count surges, his posts dominate timelines, and his reputation as a fearless truth teller, whether genuine or performative, solidifies. Some accuse him of exploiting the controversy for personal gain. Others praise him for holding celebrities accountable. Either way, he positions himself at the center of the narrative, a man whose influence stretches beyond music or television into the fabric of cultural conversation itself. The entire saga exposes something unsettling about the modern media landscape. Facts no longer shape belief, emotion and virality do. Shannon Sharpe faces a legal case, but his real trial unfolds online, where millions serve as jurors without ever seeing the full evidence. And 50 Cent, intentionally or not, becomes both witness and prosecutor in that courtroom of public opinion. In the end, there's no clear winner. Both men walk away changed. Sharpe, marked by controversy; 50, emboldened by chaos. The story evolves beyond guilt or innocence. It becomes a reflection of how power works in the digital age, where a single clip can ruin, revive, or redefine a life overnight. The saga of Shannon Sharpe and 50 Cent isn't just another celebrity feud. It's a masterclass in how power, perception, and technology collide in today's media world. What begins as a blurry clip spirals into a global conversation about authenticity, accountability, and the dangerous speed of digital judgment. What do you think? Does Shannon Sharpe fall victim to manipulation, or does 50 Cent simply expose what others refuse to see?